What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going to be discussing NEO, just what it's doing today and what I think it's heading and where I think levels it needs to reach. Now before we get into this video, I'd like to remind you, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get right into this video. Now when talking about NEO, let's discuss what the overall market's doing regarding tech. So the Nasdaq, well, looking at the Nasdaq right now, it's sold off harshly today. It's down almost 200 points. We've been just pretty much just selling off. Now, I was watching this area last night. I didn't want this to break, and I knew if this broke last night that we were probably coming on down. Now, with what the market's doing right now, I'm not, too worried. I'm not too worried at all. The main reason is because we're still keeping this uptrend, right? We're pulling back. Now, ideally, this could be a good dip buy. This could be the good dip buy for the Nasdaq just based off of how we're basing out right here. And as long as we can hold this level, this support level on the Nasdaq, I think as long as we can hold that, then we should be a-okay. Now, I don't want us closing below this at all. I really do not, guys, because right now we're starting the uptrend. We're starting the reversal. Okay, we had a little bit of a pullback similar to like we had Friday before last. Okay, now let's get right onto this and let's see how this is going to interact. Do we find buyers here? If so, is the buy the dip crowd here? And are we going to push up? And I'm leaning towards that side, guys. Even though we're down about 200 points, I'm not too worried just yet. I'm going to be viewing this. Now we still have pretty much the whole day to go. Now with regards to NEO, it's unfortunately following the same fate. Now NEO is doing a little worse, I would say, than the overall market, just because it fell below the support that it was consolidating on. I've mentioned this in my video yesterday. I've been mentioning it for a while. I really didn't want NEO breaking 44.67. I did not want it breaking 44.67. This was a support that we were consolidating. We were hanging above, actually. So we were looking good on NEO up until yesterday when we broke that. We broke that yesterday evening. It was this afternoon candle where we broke it. And then today we unfortunately just gapped down. So we're down about 4% on NEO. So the bulls really need to show up, basically. Now, we tried to push up with the overall market. The overall market decided it wanted to sell off some more, so unfortunately, NEO went with it. Now, like I said, I would like to mention we're still, around lunchtime, so not a lot's happening right now, but I still want to see how we interact with this level. We're in the middle. We're in this no man's territory where I wouldn't take a trade, I wouldn't cut losses, and I wouldn't worry just yet. We're in the middle between two zones that I'm looking at, but I mentioned this in my last video. I don't want NEO getting below this last low. Okay, if this is a dip buy, if we're on board, if this is the official dip buy, then great. This needs to be the next low, and it's barely hanging on. So I'm going to be watching this today. I'm going to be basically watching the price action and how we're interacting. But what we do know is that sellers are here. Right now, sellers are here. We gap down. That's what causes a gap down. There are no buyers, and then bam, when we get down to here, that means a buyer said, hey, I want the price right here. Pushed up, and now we're kind of just selling off and not doing too much of nothing, right? So it's tough right now. We're in this consolidation, the downtrend. We turned over, and you do not want to see that. So my plan for today, I don't want to be too aggressive because I know it's really going to be dependent on the overall market, guys. It really is. It's going to be dependent on how the Nasdaq is cooperating. I don't know if we get a turnaround right now on the Nasdaq. I mean, it would be nice if we get a turnaround. I'll at least want to see a push up to 44.67. If we can get a push up to 44.67 right here, then ideally that would be good. But I'm not too confident in if we get that play. I'm really not, guys, just based off how tech is selling off. Tech is holding on to a thread right here. Now for the rest of the day, we really could just hang out where we're at right now, unless we get some major sell activity on the Nasdaq. As long as we hold this box right here, I think we'll be doing fine. So NEO realistically could just hang out right where it's at right now. We could just hang out around the 42, above 42, and just stay there for today, and then we'll just have to reassess it and see how it's going tomorrow. But NEO, not looking too great right now to conclude everything. Not looking too great. I'm looking for, it needs to find some type of base here. It's just free falling, and the market's free falling. So we need to find some type of base here, and we need to regain control. We need to pause, stop for a second, and see where this momentum's going, and our buyers going to show up. And if they're going to show up, amazing. But my main focus, at least maybe not today, but tomorrow, to get back and reclaim above this 44.67 mark. So that's the main focus, at least what I'm looking at for NEO, and then we can go from there. But the overall market is really going to have to permit, and I do not like how it's actually selling off right now. So I'm gonna be watching this closely, guys. I'll keep you posted on updates like I always do. Other than that, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Appreciate all the support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.